will live this day as if it is my last. That is your fifth word of wisdom from Greatest Salesman in the World, a series that I am doing now halfway through on that exact book and the 5 principles that it presents. So it is one that's been more of a personal endeavor. Can it help with your mental health? Most personal endeavors can, at least a lot of them. This one, I think, in a lot of ways, more than just what it says as the greatest salesman in the world, but good life practices. So the first 5 scrolls, and I'll do a very quick recap of what the point of this whole thing is. But scroll 1 is, I will form good habits and become their slave. Scroll 2, I will greet this day with love in my heart. Scroll 3, I will persist until I succeed. Scroll 4, I am nature's greatest miracle. And scroll 5, the one I just finished, and the subject of this video is, and there we go, blanking on it right away. I will live this day as if it is my last. The irony that that's the one I forgot there at the end. So, very brief recap. This book is meant to be read over 300 days. It's technically the fastest you can read it if you do it right, although as an actual book, it can be done in one sitting. But the idea here is after the very well-written short story at the start, you can engage with the 10 scrolls, 5 of which I am through. You read 1 a month, and you read the scroll 3 times a day for 30 days. Morning, afternoon, evening, ideally. The real requirement there is the first 2 you read in your head, and the third reading you read out loud to yourself. So it takes 30 days to do that. So a little bit faster than a month, depending on when you start. But the idea there is that you'll read this 90 times and that the lessons will be ingrained in your mind by the end of it. I finished scroll 5 yesterday. Today I'm on scroll 6, of which you will receive a video in about 30 days for that as well. And a final one concluding all of this. But the kind of takeaways from this one, if you've been following along, there's not necessarily a cohesiveness to them, although I assume they were done on purpose. The first scroll is very clearly intentionally first. I will form good habits and become their slave. You repeat that to yourself over and over. And the fun aspect of that is by just doing the task of the reading, you are also forming the habit. So I will live this day as if it is my last is, people talk about that. What would you do if today was your last day? The element that I appreciate from this is it's a combination of living today as your last day is both an encouragement for work and an encouragement for love. So he makes a statement here in this chapter about, if this is my last day, I want it to be the greatest monument that I leave behind. Essentially, each day is my greatest day, not just my last day, but it's always better than yesterday to the extent that I can manage that. So work hard because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Don't leave to tomorrow what can be done today. Make today's final task your best task. However, he also has a really good paragraph on the importance of, and if today is my last day, I should spend time with my children. I should kiss my wife. I should be there for a friend. That this is 2 parts. It's not this workaholic mindset. It's everything that I take responsibility for should get the best of me today. And I really appreciate that. And if you followed along at all to the reading, you will know that a big part of this book is focused on not just business and sales, but living your life as a pretty decent person all around. Something I really appreciate the author highlights is there is this well-roundedness, maybe not a perfect work-life balance, but living your day as your last is just giving everything to all your responsibilities and all your obligations and really just giving it your all. And I think that's good because the emphasis is tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but also yesterday is gone. We're not there anymore. And so holding on to yesterday isn't helpful either. That each day kind of starts and ends your life. Yesterday's gone and tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's that whole idea that yesterday's history, tomorrow's mystery, today's a gift. That's why it's called the present. That whole saying, you've heard that. This is kind of that mentality is don't get hung up on yesterday and don't get overly hung up on tomorrow. Just you're here today, do the task, wake up, and you should maybe have a moment of wondering why you've been allowed to have this extra day and to view it as a gift, as I've the privilege of this, and not everyone woke up today who went to bed last night. And for some reason I get to. Is that because I have more than I'm supposed to do? I don't know, but I'm going to do my best today. Give back the gift that I've been given of an extra day of life. And the exchange there is I'm given life, and I will give the world back the best that I can. I think it's a really good message. I'm enjoying going through these. We'll be doing scroll 6 next month. No spoiler as to what that is. And I look forward in about 5 months from now just doing a collective video on all of these and my overall thoughts with this whole series. It's a great exercise in habit formation. If you're just joining now, I would say feel free to just watch the videos or start the readings and watch them month to month and start back at the first one. I think it's a really good exercise. Definitely think about it before you start because it is a commitment to do it. And I do think if you're going to do it, you should do it. The only exception is if you're interested in the short story at the start, which I think is phenomenal, you can just read that. If you want to do the actual scrolls, my recommendation is to do it the way the author intended, which is that it will take you 300 days. So that's just my recommendation. Regardless, looking forward to doing the rest of these. I will be really blunt that this month was a slog for me to get through. Sometimes just the scrolls, they don't resonate with me as much as the other ones, or just with the busyness of the month, this one was a harder one. So I'm actually really excited to get going with scroll 6 and see if that reinvigorates me on this process. But just want to be honest and clear about that. Some of these are not as just joyfully fun every single month, but it's been a fun commitment overall to do. And I'm here to see it out. And we're past the halfway point. So that's a big deal. It's all just a downward slope to the end at this point. I'll see you all soon. And yeah, I just hope that you can get something out of this. I know these aren't necessarily the most focused videos, but they're fun to do. And I always look for videos and book club style things when I do stuff like this. So if you find this helpful at all as you're going through it, then it's fun to just be touching base and chatting. If you've done this scroll at all, mine is getting destroyed. I have 2 beautiful halves of this book now, and look at that. We're coming up on thirds here soon as this breaks again. Talk to me in the comments. I'm very curious to hear people's thoughts on this. If they've done it, if you're just curious about it, let me know. It's fun, and I will see you all next month for scroll number 6. Bye.